Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. You will not guess what is actually taking place. Nowadays, it would seem that you can be sued for harassment and cyberbullying for speaking the actual truth. Yes, I'm talking about the biological male that we actually know because it's a written fact. There was two tests that were done by the IBA. And anyway, Iman Khalif is deciding to sue, literally actually suing the likes of people that said the truth over on social media that Iman Khalif is a biological male. Unbelievable. Some of those people that have been named, Riley Gaines, J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump. So it would seem that some of the people that have a great deal of money, influence, and are on the side of reason, rationale, and sanity are the ones being attacked. Now, what's interesting about this lawsuit is that it's a French prosecutor, and apparently this French prosecutor can also go after international figures. That's why they're going to go after J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump, of all people, Riley Gaines. There were several others that their names weren't mentioned, but they've been said. Look, if you're going to go after everybody that made a statement about Iman Khalif being a male, you'd be in the courts for literally years because there were so many people that made comments, made videos, made statements. They were talking about this. It was a huge controversy, but for some reason, they're going after the big fish, the ones that actually have a great deal of influence and a lot of money, as it would seem. So let's get into this, shall we? Because why the hell not? Sal Grover goes, if I was going to sue anyone, it would be the member of my own team who said going up a mountain made him female. So this story actually comes from Variety. So I don't know how accurate it actually is because it's Variety and they're left-leaning. But then again, it's probably accurate because, well, the left love going after the right. So I don't doubt for 1 second that this is in fact, not accurate. I actually think that it is very accurate. But anyway, Culture Crave goes, Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling have been named in a cyberbullying lawsuit filed by Olympic individual Iman Khalif. So get this, right? Like if you are a pretty prominent individual, you go after a billionaire, two billionaires like Elon Musk and the likes of J.K. Rowling for stating the actual legitimate truth of who you are or what you are, I should say, as an individual, not who you are. But nevertheless, that's what's happening today. Gadzad goes, oh my. Yeah. Oh my, indeed. Like, what the hell's happening? Emails Chong goes, Algerian boxer Iman Khalif, who faced controversy at the Olympics over a failed gender test, two of them, in fact, has filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling for aggravated cyber harassment with Iman's attorney, Nabil Boudi, indicating that the French prosecution could investigate and potentially try international figures. Prosecute these nuts. That's what he said. Only reiterating it. Seth Dillon, can they outlaw telling the truth? Well, it would seem so now. Like, who would have thought? Seth Dillon was one of the people that actually came out and said that, hey, look, men should not be in female-only sports. He's been saying it for a long time. So is Riley Gaines. I mean, can we not have common sense anymore, reign supreme? Or is that just dead now? Women's sports is dead. Common sense is dead. Everything is just dying for some reason. Or because you have people that claim offense over something that is actually the truth. Like, again, I'll say it, build a bridge, for goodness sake, grow up and get over it. Anyway, J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk named in cyberbullying lawsuit filed by Algerian boxer Iman Khalif after Olympic. I'm not going to say that word. Anyway, J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk have both been named in the criminal complaint filed to French authorities over alleged acts of aggravated cyber harassment. Aggravated cyber harassment. That is a pretty big deal. Like, in order for someone to harass the living daylights out of another person, you need to be saying certain harmful things, not the truth. Like, I don't see how saying the truth multiple times is considered harassment unless you go, oh, they're telling the truth so much. I'm being hurt by the truth. I hate the truth. Stop it, please. That's what Yeah, dear oh dear. They're seeing it as harassment, but it's not harassment and it's not aggravated. Anyway, against Algerian boxer and newly, unfortunately, whatever, given a gold medal for beating up the likes of XX chromosome women. Can't even believe you have to say that nowadays. But Nabil Boudi, the Paris-based attorney of Khalif, confirmed to Variety that both figures were mentioned in the body of the complaint posted to the Anti-Online Hatred Center of the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office. Man, that's a mouthful. On Friday. The lawsuit was filed against X. Of course it was, because they hate X so much, which under French law means that it was filed against unknown persons. That ensures that the prosecution has all the latitude to be able to investigate against all people. I have no idea what that means. If you're saying that you can go up against everyone that made a comment or made a statement, that is in fact ridiculous and dangerous. And God help us all, honestly, because if you said something about the truth of this Algerian boxer, look, mate, you should be going after the IBA. They're the ones that did the test. They did 2 tests. You submitted to the test. But nah, the ones that actually were reiterating what those tests came back with, XY chromosomes, hey, we're the ones that are demonized now for saying the actual truth. Unbelievable, right? Including those who may have written hateful messages under pseudonyms, says Booty. So the ones that, yes, wrote actual hateful messages, you should be prosecuted because you shouldn't be doing that sort of stuff. I actually agree. If you are writing hateful messages, if you're inciting violence, if you're doing death threats, then obviously the full force of the law should be at your beck and call. But if you are saying the actual truth and nothing you said was deemed misinformation at all, which we can only go off with what we were given at the time, i.e. being what the IBA said and what we know to be actually true, and you can't go against biology, that's not hateful, then what can you do? You can only go off what you actually know, people. The complaint nevertheless mentions famously controversial figures. There you have it, people. They're famously and they're controversial. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk are named in the lawsuit, among others, he said, adding that Donald Trump will be part of the investigation. So the French are going to go after Donald Trump. How about that? For stating that men should not compete in women's sports. And when he's president, he won't allow it. Nothing we have said at all is hateful. Nothing I have said on this show is hateful. It is, in fact, the truth. Hopefully that stands up in a court of law. But anyway, Trump tweeted, so whether or not he is named in our lawsuit, he will inevitably be looked into as part of the prosecution. So because Trump put a post up, he's going to be looked into the prosecution. Cliff, who on Saturday, not going to say it, the Olympic gold medal in the women's 66-kilogram boxing competition, spent much of the 2024 Olympics in Paris at the center of a noisy and unpleasant dispute against Cliff's gender eligibility that reverberated around the world. Yes, because the IBA came out with a pretty damning statement that you have a biological man competing, yes, may have DSD of some description, but still a biological man, look like went through male puberty and has a better advantage and is punching women in the face. That's problematic, but that's seen as being hateful now. Again, go after the IBA for goodness sake if you're going to go after anybody, not the ones that are resharing what the IBA said. But because they're controversial figures, they cause me a great deal of hate. They did not. Despite being born female and not identifying as transgender or intersex and being backed by the International Olympic Committee, who asserted scientifically this is not a man fighting a woman, of course, you're going to go with what the IOC said and not what the IBA said that did actual tests. But anyway, Khalif faced a torrent of accusations and abuse over Khalif's gender. I'm not going to say much more about that. Most of the attacks came via social media, particularly on X, Twitter, of course. Go straight to X because X is the place of freedom of speech. We can't have that today. We're going to go after it. We want control. And the controversy was escalated when high-profile figures stepped into the fray. In one message to her 14.2 million followers, Rowling posted a picture from Khalif's fight with Italian boxer Angela Carini, accusing the former of being a man who was enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head. What's wrong with that? Musk, meanwhile, shared a post from swimmer Riley Gaines that claimed men don't belong in women's sports. So Elon Musk is going to get sued because of that. Wow. The ex-owner co-signed the message by writing, absolutely. Trump posted a message with a picture from the fight with Karina, accompanied by the message, I'll keep men out of women's sports. So you're going to go after these people for saying things that are actually legitimately the truth? You like, what the hell? Booty said that although the complaint mentions names, what we're asking is that the prosecution investigates not only these people, but whoever it feels necessary. If the case goes to court, they will stand trial. Standing trial over something that is actually the truth. What the hell? This is absurd. This is honestly ridiculous, but it's the world we live in, people. Bodie also claimed that while the lawsuit was filed in France, it could target personalities overseas, pointing out that the prosecutor's office for combating online hate speech has a possibility to make requests for mutual legal assistance with other countries. He added that there were agreements with the US equivalent of the French Office for Combating Online Hate Speech. Logan Paul, they're going after him too, was also among those who attacked Khalif on social media, posting on X following Khalif's, against Carini. This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before our eyes. A man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her live stream while fighting for her deceased father. This delusion must end. Paul later deleted the post and admitted that he might be guilty of spreading misinformation. It's not exactly the entirety of what he said, but anyway, of course, we're going to spin what Logan Paul said to make it seem like he's the guilty party. The mainstream media, you can't hate them enough, can you? But for Booty, guys, you got a bit of a typo there, mate. It's Booty, not Bully. I don't know. Such apologies, including those that Khalif has received personally from prominent figures who tweeted derogatory comments. So it's derogatory now to say that a man is a man and a woman is a woman? Wouldn't change anything regarding the investigation. The lawsuit is filed and the facts remain, he said. As for X, Booty said the complaint is aimed at the authors of social media posts and not the platforms themselves. You're targeting one of the people that actually owns a damn platform to begin with, mate. Like, that's saying something. And you're targeting some of the ones that have the most followers on the platform and the most influence. So, yeah, it's a massive attack, if you ask me. I would counter-sue if I were them, which I'm pretty sure they're going to do. So we'll see how that goes. It's the responsibility of lawmakers to issue sanctions to platforms, not ours. Gotta love sanctions, don't you? But he did note that cyber harassment cases were now being taken much more seriously by judicial authorities and that in some cases there are prison sentences. Good grief. Khalif's coach, Pedro Diaz, told Variety that the bullying Khalif endured during Khalif's run in the Olympics incredibly affected Khalif and everyone around Khalif. The first time Khalif fought in the Olympics, there was this crazy storm outside of the ring, said Diaz. Mate, it's like you can't withstand controversy. It's like, I can't have people say the truth about me. Like, you're a boxer. It happens. You're a public figure. It happens. Sure, there's a great deal of people saying what the IBA said, but oh boy. So Diaz runs Miami-based Mundo boxing gym and started training with Khalif in February 2023. I had never seen anything so disgusting in my life. Sure, mate. out of the coach who has participated in the training of 21 Olympic champions prior to the Algerian boxer. Diaz said he asked Khalif to refrain from looking at social media so Khalif wouldn't lose Khalif's focus on winning the gold medal. Khalif's so smart that and has such an amazing motivation, he said, adding that the gold medal felt like the most rewarding victory of my career as a coach. I'm sure it did, mate. I'm sure it did. So there you have it, people. You can't even say the truth nowadays because if you say the truth, it's deemed hateful and you can be sued for it. I can't, man. Just far out. Anyway, you guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.